identify yourself.
This is Rick Hunter, invitation number 201.
That's confirmed as an invitation from Lieutenant Commander Fokker.
Here comes Robotech. Remember rushing home from school to catch Robotech? Those transforming Veritech fighters? Epic space battles?
We are under attack by alien invaders in Sector 412. This is not a drill.
And Min-May's songs that somehow saved humanity?
My dream has finally come true. Stage lights.
That show wasn't just a space opera. It was a Frankenstein's monster of corporate desperation stitched together with duct tape and dubbing magic. Today, we're counting down 20 jaw-dropping facts about the show that rewrote anime history in America.
It's unbelievable. Some sort of trick, no doubt.
Yes, it is, President.
If you thought you knew everything about the SDF-1 and the Robotech Defense Force, strap into your Veritech. This is gonna get weird. 20. The Macross hack job Robotech wasn't an original show. What you watched was 3 completely unrelated Japanese anime series brutally stitched together the Macross saga.
A saga that covers families and their relationships.
Robotech Masters and New Generation
I don't care! That's it, we're going home.
were originally Macross, Southern Cross, and Mospiata. Different studios, different stories, zero connection US syndication, required 65 episodes minimum. Macross only had 36.
The Robotech project has been a tremendous asset to the economy of Macross City.
Harmony Gold's solution? Grab 2 other mecha shows and pretend they were always one timeline 19. Karl Makek's Rewrite Rampage. Karl Makek didn't just translate Robotech, he completely rewrote dialogue, invented character relationships that never existed, and fabricated plot connections between 3 unrelated shows. Characters who barely knew each other became lifelong rivals or lovers.
Both interpersonal relationships and the big picture, the
Entire motivations got rewritten. Makek crafted an entirely new narrative using someone else's animation. It's part translation, part fan fiction, and entirely unhinged. 18. The 85-episode marathon. Harmony Gold stretched their Frankenstein creation to 85 episodes total.
Start watching episode 1 of Robotech, and by the time you've watched the 85 episodes that have been produced as of this time,
36 from Macross, 24 from Southern Cross, and 25 from Mospiata. But here's the thing. They had to make these disjointed sagas feel connected across decades of in-universe time. The solution was aggressive narration and invented backstory that linked alien wars separated by generations into one continuous conflict over protoculture. 17. The love triangle that wasn't. Rick Hunter, Lisa Hayes, and Lin Min-May, the love triangle that defined the show.
I dream of falling in love. To be in love.
Except in the original Macross, the romantic indecision wasn't the centerpiece. Makek cranked up the melodrama.
meet and fall in love and have children and basically grow up on television in a dramatic setting.
Rewrote dialogue to heighten tension and turned a subplot into a core emotional arc. American audiences got a love story with occasional space battles. Same footage, completely different vibe. 16. Min-May's career sabotage. In Macross, Min-May's singing career flourishes, and she becomes a genuine star. Robotech's version is darker. Her fame becomes hollow, her relationships crumble, and she ends up alone and bitter. The US rewrite deliberately made her arc more tragic, punishing her for choosing career over love. It's a surprisingly cynical take for a show aimed at kids. 15. The censorship contradictions. American censors removed violence and softened death scenes throughout Robotech.
I'm terribly sorry, Lieutenant. We did everything we could to save him. He just
Then left Roy Fokker bleeding out and the 70,000 civilian death count. The inconsistency was baffling. Background explosions got cut, but massive casualties stayed. Harmony Gold played a weird game of moral roulette, sanitizing some content while keeping genuinely dark moments that made the show accidentally mature. 14. Harmony Gold's legal stranglehold. Harmony Gold locked down Macross rights so aggressively they've blocked new Macross content from reaching America for nearly 40 years. Their licensing claims created legal minefields that Japanese studios won't touch. American fans missed Macross Frontier, Delta, and multiple movies the rest of the world enjoyed. It's corporate gatekeeping on a galactic scale, and fans are still furious. 13. The Robotech Masters. Nobody wanted. The middle saga bombed in Japan so hard, Southern Cross was canceled after 23 episodes. American fans hated it too. After Macross's epic scope, viewers got the army of the Southern Cross fighting alien clones over flowers. Ratings dropped, kids changed channels. But you had to endure 24 episodes to reach new generation, making it television's most painful mandatory filler. 12. Voice actor burnout. Dubbing schedules were brutal. Voice actors recorded entire episodes in marathon sessions, voicing multiple characters back-to-back with zero breaks. Tony Oliver and the cast ground through 85 episodes as fast and cheap as possible. Voices cracked, performances got inconsistent, and you could hear the exhaustion. That raw, ragged quality accidentally made the show feel more authentic and desperate. 11. The proto-culture retcon. Proto-culture meant completely different things in the 3 original series. Mecha mashed contradictory concepts into one unified idea: ancient civilization, energy source, and mystical fuel simultaneously. Why does it power Veritex but also serve as invid food? How is it a culture and an energy matrix? None of it makes sense. It's narrative duct tape that fans have rationalized for 40 years. 10. Rick Hunter's fake military rank. Rick starts as a civilian pilot and somehow becomes a decorated military officer with zero formal training. The show hand-waves this with battlefield promotions, but it's absurd. In real military structure, Rick would need years of academy training and certifications. Instead, he jumps from flying circus planes to commanding squadrons in months because the plot needed a teenage protagonist with Authority 9. The SDF-1 transformation, physics nightmare. The SDF-1's transformation from spaceship to humanoid battle fortress makes zero engineering sense. Where does the mass go? How do the proportions change? Why does it need arms? The original Macross designers admitted it was pure rule of cool over physics. Robotech kept the transformation, but added techno-babble about robotechnology to justify the impossible, creating pseudoscience that explains nothing. 8. Roy Fokker's censored death. Roy Fokker dies on screen from internal injuries after a dogfight, bleeding out while his girlfriend realizes too late he's dying. For Saturday morning cartoons, this was shocking. The US version tried softening it but kept the emotional gut punch. Kids weren't ready for their hero's mentor to actually die. Robotech didn't resurrect him or pretend it didn't happen. The death mattered and traumatized a generation. 7. Chiron's descent into madness. Chiron the Backstabber starts as a rogue Zentraedi warrior, but evolves into something darker, a PTSD-ravaged veteran who can't adjust to peace. His final kamikaze attack on the SDF-1 isn't just villainy, it's a suicidal act from someone broken by war. The show portrayed his mental breakdown with surprising nuance, making him tragic rather than purely evil. 6. The Sentinels collapse. Robotech 2. The Sentinels was supposed to be 65 episodes continuing the saga. 3 episodes in, the yen-to-dollar exchange rate crashed, making production costs unsustainable. Harmony Gold pulled the plug. Fans got 3 incomplete episodes and decades of what-if pain. Merchandise was in production, novels commissioned, toys designed, all scrapped because of currency fluctuations killing Robotech's future. 5. Lisa Hayes gets tortured. In one episode, Lisa is captured and tortured by Chiron's forces for information. The show doesn't hide this. She's bound, interrogated, and visibly traumatized. For 1980s children's programming, depicting a female protagonist enduring torture was extraordinarily dark. The scene played her suffering seriously, not as throwaway action, making it one of Robotech's most uncomfortable moments that somehow aired during breakfast cereal commercials. 4. The Invid's biological horror. The Invid aren't just aliens. They're parasitic slugs piloting biomechanical armor suits. The show reveals that inside every Invid mecha is a grotesque worm-like creature, and when you destroy their ships, you're killing sentient beings just trying to survive. It's body horror mixed with moral complexity, forcing viewers to question whether humanity's enemy is actually monstrous or just misunderstood refugees fighting for survival. 3. Gloval's command casualties. Captain Gloval commands the SDF-1 through years of warfare, making tactical decisions that kill thousands of his own crew. The show explicitly shows bridge crew dying, pilots never returning, and civilians perishing from his strategic choices. Global lives with that guilt throughout the series, drinking heavily and questioning every order. It's rare to see a children's show protagonist haunted by command responsibility and survivor's guilt. 2. The 70,000 civilian massacre. When the SDF-1 executes its first hyperspace fold, it accidentally brings Macross City along and kills 70,000 civilians instantly. The show states this body count explicitly, nearly double Hiroshima's deaths. This wasn't implied or glossed over. Robotech forced young viewers to accept that their hero's ship was built on unprecedented accidental mass murder, collateral damage that no one could undo or justify. That's heavier than most adult dramas. The SDF-1 became a flying tomb before the war even started, and Captain Gloval had to command a vessel haunted by the largest peacetime disaster in human history, knowing every strategic victory was built on that foundation of death. 1. The Zentradi genocide. At the series' climax, humanity uses the Grand Cannon to obliterate the main Zentradi fleet. 4.8 million warships destroyed in one shot. That's not millions of ships. That's billions, possibly trillions of sentient beings vaporized instantly. Robotech celebrated this as humanity's victory, but it's actually the largest genocide in fiction. The show made children cheer for extinction-level slaughter, and nobody questioned it until years later when fans did the math. Dolza's entire armada, representing a civilization spanning galaxies, was erased in seconds. Earth didn't just win a war. It committed genocide on a scale that makes Death Star explosions look surgical, and we were supposed to feel good about it. From corporate Frankenstein hacks and legal warfare to genocide statistics and vocal conspiracies, Robotech packed more chaos than the Zentradi Armada. It was built on desperation, held together with rewrites, and somehow became legendary anyway. The wildest part? We loved every second. Keep your Veritech fueled and protoculture ready.